What is the #1 most predictable gimmick you see in film scenes that try to quote-unquote scare you?
Jump scares.
That's right, jump scares. Actually, there's one more. Sorry, just wanted to drive the point home. Sorry. Jump scares are fleeting in nature. You may get nervous at the setup, anxious during the lead-up.
Dude, I should stream horror movies in 1.5 speed. I feel like that shit would be funny because they look really stupid whenever the jump scare pops out like that.
They're closer to a garnish, a cherry on top of a well-baked pastry full of dreadful flavors. It's colorful, conspicuous, and sweet. But
also, I think that to make a good horror movie, you can't have more than one jump scare. Straight up. A good horror movie has like 1 or 2 max really good jump scares, and that's it. And then the rest of the movie is just like freaky, creepy shit. Because you want to be unsettled when you watch a scary movie. I don't know why I did that like I was fondling something, but like that's the idea. You want to be unsettled. You don't want to just be like, ugh, and then you go back to not being scared, and then randomly you go, ugh, and then you're not scared anymore. Like that's not scary. It's not a scary movie. You just go, yeah, there's a lot of jump scares in it, right? But when a movie really gets you in the core, right? Really gets your arm hair standing up. Like you're watching it and you're like, what the fuck? Like that's what I want to do when I watch a scary movie. I don't want to watch a scary movie. Like a good example of a scary movie is like, let's say it's a movie where like the plot turns a little bit and then you realize like the guy who's been a nice guy all movie's actually a fucking awful person and all this shit, right? And the girl's walking around in the house and he's like in the bathroom taking a shower or something and you're like, bitch, get the fuck out of the house, right? Like those kind of turns where you like freak out. You're like, get out of there, go, what are you doing? And they haven't connected the dots yet. Like that's the best part of a scary movie, right? It's not the fucking boo raggle flaggle bullshit that just pops out of nowhere.
Ultimately unnecessary if it doesn't supplement the dish. And I don't know about you, but I like my dessert simple. If I'm having chocolate cake, I want more chocolate, not cherries. Of course, if you're a cherry person, I have a whole video dedicated to jump scares, so feel free to refer to that. But for the rest of you, let's talk about the chocolate. I'm sure you've all had this experience before. You're watching a scene from a horror film. There's suspense in the room that...
Oh my god, have you guys seen that movie? Forget it, bro.
Why? Confused, you hope the scene will unfold and give you some clarity, but it doesn't.
Also, look to the top left right here. That's where the juice is in this scene. Just in case you were wondering.
Satisfying resolution,
This fucking movie, though, dude, forget about it, bro.
There was a reason for your anxiety. You simply missed it. This is our chocolate, a fundamentally antithetical ingredient to cherries. They not only supplement the dish, but also complement it by enriching the main note, all the while keeping the harmony by staying inconspicuous. They never jump out at you with a non-diegetic one-shot, nor do they rely on camera blocking to obscure their glaring presence. They stand tall, honest and proud, albeit blended in with the rest of the cake to deepen the profile. A perfect emulsification, or in the context of filmmaking, visual layering. There we have it.
The s'more.
But what kind of chocolate are we talking about?
Unethically sourced chocolate and gelatinized sugar water imprisoned by industrial-grade graham cracker.
Because even just within that particular sequence from Hereditary containing the outline example are multiple other instances of the so-called...
Bro, that entire time that I was dumbing out...
and subsequent effects. One popular subcategory of...
That entire time that I was yapping, you guys were all in ads. That makes me feel like a buffoon. I want you to know that. Also, I need a fucking opinion, guys. And I need y'all to answer this honestly. Do I go for the higher quality stream but with the no lighting, or do I just up the fucking... Do I just up the lighting on the video? Like, if I up this, you'll be able to see me, but then the quality goes down and it's all fucking, like, wavy and bullshit, and I don't got that high 60 FPS. But I want that good FPS, bro. That is 100% up to me. Well, I just need to make sure that you can actually see me when the quality isn't like this. Like, can you actually still see when it's like this? We can see you? All right, then it's fine. It just looks kind of dark from where I'm at. You know what I mean?
The blink and you'll miss it, but only if it takes you 10 seconds to blink.
I don't want to be dark as hell, like, so where, like, people are like, oh, I can't even see the guy streaming.
Your attention through motion, lighting changes, or other applicable visual cues. Examples include the kitchen scene from The Strangers, the librarian from It, Mr. Bill from The Conjuring 2, and the peekaboo from the original Halloween. You could also make the reveal more abrupt and full force for dramatic scene transition, more defined for tonal emphasis, or delayed for contextualization. In fact, you can even build an entire film around this idea to explore various iterations, as seen in David Robert Mitchell's It Follows.
Go away! Leave me alone, please!
Then there's the distant cousin of the Blink series, Blink All You Want Motherfucker, it's superimposed. Sorry. Where you camouflage an image by overlaying it on top of a relevant shot. Ari Aster's Miss Omar does this to enhance the scene's background storytelling.
Wait. What?
While Fred Walton's When a
I never saw that in Midsummer. What? How did I miss that?
image by overlaying it on top of a relevant shot. Ari Aster's Miss Omar does this to enhance the scene's background storytelling, while Fred Walton's
Well, of course I missed that. You would never see that if you watched the movie the first time.
When a Stranger Calls Back exploits the concept narratively. And since we're taking a detour anyway, let's at least acknowledge the divisive next-door neighbor,
I told you she wasn't here. No. Where's Sam?
subliminal Sam. On a good day, Sam stays reserved and unassuming, popping up as a quick flash throughout the film to influence your subconscious as a thematic overseer without direct narrative bearing. The problem arises when Sam unexpectedly goes hog wild and turns into his alter ego, Blatant Bob, who maintains the pretense of restraint but is, in reality, flamboyant. Again, the issue usually isn't so much the visual prominence as the incoherence of the execution, which makes the choice feel like a mistake.
Okay, where's Sam? Where's my briefcase? Sam! Love you, Brenda. Hey, birth defect!
But we're not here to talk about Sam, Bob, or distant cousins. We're here to talk about Blink and You'll Miss It. A trick that has no discernible desire to be noticed, yet plays a significant role in defining the tone of the scene and affecting audience perception. In Hereditary, it escalates the tension, explains an
You know, I will say this. This is one of my favorite things about scary movies that do the blink and you'll miss it shit. It is a reward. It's like candy. When I'm watching a scary movie, I actively look for blink and you'll miss it moments in the movie. I want to see something that no one else in the room saw. Like, if I'm in there with my friends, I'd be like, holy shit, you see that guy in the fucking corner? Rewind that shit. That's my favorite part of, like, watching movies with your friends. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? You're dumbing. And you rewind it, you pause it, and there's some fucking face that's only, like, this big in the background going, right? Like, that's the shit I love. And I wish more scary movies did that because it makes the viewer engage more. You're like, I'm looking for the scary, like, hidden gem. You know what I mean? I want to see that shit so I can fucking freak out more.
Into a cohesive whole through visual callbacks and tonal unity. A 2007 French horror film, Inside, employs a similar approach in its opening act by having the killer stand behind the protagonist for a full minute before disappearing into the dark.
That's fucking freaky. See, that's how you do a scary movie right there.
With a secondary narrative insight. Oz Perkins' Longlegs takes it a step further by embedding the same image of the devil no fewer than 15 times across various shots, essentially combining two variants of the technique to emphasize the devil's omnipresence and control. Unfortunately, the result often skirts the line between clever and contrived, partly due to Sam's unstable nature, but where it works really well, and that's good enough. I mean, I even put my own spin and placed several shots of the face in my video that covered Longlegs. On a side note, it's not a film, but a work that handles this better is probably The Haunting of Hill House by Mike Flanagan. Oh, and let's not forget how Ridley Scott boldly subverted the layering method in Alien by hiding the xenomorph in the foreground. Now, as you can see, scenes that rely on this type of visual layering
Wait, what?
tend to be... Oh, and let's not forget how Ridley Scott boldly subverted the layering method in Alien by hiding the xenomorph in the foreground. Now, as you can see, scenes that rely on this type of visual layering tend to be static, dimly lit, and inherently unrewarding since their efficacy relies on subtlety. But that's not always the case. James Wan's Insidious presents a brilliant application in a dynamic daytime sequence with two payoffs, once in the middle and once at the end, where the same boy can be spotted next to a wall-mounted coat rack at the start of the sequence.
Yep.
Insidious isn't exactly a movie I excitedly revisit every Christmas, but I do like this sequence, specifically because of the anticlimactic ending. In my eyes, the disappointing jump scare is but a decoy. The true meat of the course is found in reverse order, going from the most glaring to the least. And while it's not the most elegant use of a jump scare, at least it is deployed to support the preceding beats. Take this scene from Annabelle Creation. A young girl enters a spandrel closet and stumbles upon Annabelle. She carefully approaches it because why wouldn't you?
Did you guys know that Annabelle got lost? Did y'all know that?
Realizes that it's sitting on a chair, which of course it is. You've seen this a million times. Dark space, creepy doll, shot reverse shot, and cut out score. So you brace yourself for a loud bang, but then you notice something weird. A pair of dots glowing in the dark. Suddenly fear sweeps through your body as you make out its form, and before you can even react, a perfect cherry on top.
Found you.
Now that we've come full circle, let me remind you once again that context is everything. The effect must be carefully designed and placed within a fitting scene for it to properly mold the sequence it belongs to, which will in turn positively influence the adjacent segments, ultimately allowing the film to unfold itself with the desired tone. For the
I still think jump scares are cheap. I stand on business on that. I'm not changing my mind. I do still think they're cheap.
to process. If you think that sounds impossible, watch Dario Argento's Deep Red. And if you hate that I didn't elaborate with a spoiler, let me instead introduce you to a different work you likely haven't seen that implements the technique with near perfection to refine both the central motif and thematic engagement.
장난하지 말아요.
Hardpoint is a 2004 Korean horror film about a group of soldiers who enter a remote island in Vietnam after receiving a mysterious distress call. Led by the sturdy Lieutenant Choi, a total of 9 men embark on a mission to search the island, with the promise of an early honorable discharge should they succeed in locating the missing soldiers within 7 days. Things quickly go south when they learn that one of their own men who died shortly after arrival was actually one of the missing soldiers.
Wait, that sounds like a fucking banger of a movie, bro. I gotta watch that. He kind of ruined the plot a little bit already, so like I kind of know what's going into it, but that sounds like an absolutely fire movie. Am I wrong? He said he called them in for a mission to find the missing soldiers. They go in as a squad, and then they find out that the first missing soldier is their man. Hidden in plain sight? Oh no, I'm dumbing. R-point. R-point. That sounds like a crazy plot, bro. Like some weird fucking plot twist shit. They get called in for like Mayday, basically, and they go in there. You know what I mean? Dude, I should write a horror movie about firefighters that go to a hotel, and it's supposed to be like a fire alarm or something, and they report that it's a structure fire, and these firefighters go in there, and it's very similar to like this movie's plot, where like it's a Mayday. And they pull up, and they're the ones that call the Mayday. And it's basically the same plot of this movie, but I just rip it off. Dude, imagine a firefighter horror film, though. Low-key, that'd be kind of crazy. You go in there, and it's just fucking medical calls all day. You're just like, alright. And call it... I don't even know what you would call it. Call it scene safe. Call it BSI scene safe. You fucking... It's just the fucking... Dude, he's just in his bed going, no! No! And it's just fucking the tones dropping and him running medical calls all night and he gets no sleep. Today's episode, BSI scene safe. Doo-doo. Breathing problems. It's 2 a.m. Fuck! No! Medic 1. No! Tummy ache. Medic 1. No, please! That'd be a good scary movie, bro. Diabetic problems. No, please! No! Anyway, back to the fucking video. God, that's fucking stupid.
From there on, the team fractures. Everyone begins to suspect one another, as well as themselves, naturally drawing the audience into the same paranoia. It compels you to question your own perception as an outsider. Perhaps you made a mistake or missed a vital clue. Was there anything unusual about the events, the interactions, or the shots that could, in hindsight, explain this revelation? And then it hits you. You've been counting wrong. There were always 10 soldiers on screen. Here, here, here. The film has been openly displaying the intruder in pretty much every collective shot of the soldiers, including a few instances that require a bit more effort to catch, as well as one shot that downright reveals his face. And you never noticed it. You only felt it. So next time you're watching a film and you feel like the scene is hiding something, pay close attention to the peripheries of the frame, and do not close your eyes. Like I said, if you blink, you might just miss it. Bob. Unless it's superimposed. Thanks for watching.
Good video.